Could Conquest take on the entire Underground? We can use the show and comic scaling for the Invincible verse, as this event takes place after the Invincible War. And after the war is over, Conquest shows up, but not in the way you would think. Yes, Conquest shows up to Earth and slaughters everybody on the surface, but the thing is, he looks towards Mount Evan and sees there's an entrance on top of the mountain. He flies into the mountain and lands on a buttercup flower bed. And this is where Conquest genocide begins to take place. Can Conquest actually conquer the Underground, or if he's just another soul to be harvested to King Asgore? As I said before, we can use both animated and comic versions of Conquest to see where he fares against the powerhouses of Undertale. I'll mostly be using the bosses of Undertale mostly since they are the most relevant ones out of anyone else, since the other random monsters aren't that impressive in comparison to Conquest. Obviously, the highest you can get them is around like building to city block, even to go as far as to possibly say small town level via the Couts. The dummies and Azure himself said that he had determination, which was stated to destroy the entire village with ease, and their speed can range from hypersonic to even FTL also via these calculations. But there is an inflated calculation to be around the multi-continental ranges via the multiplier there's Undyne can't scale to Frisk. The same can be said for her speed to be in the massively faster than light levels of speed as well. Though, like I said, those calcs might be inflated. Then we get into the big boy, Conquest. As I said before, I'm going to be using both animated and comic versions of this character. Firstly, Conquest stated in the show and the comic to be the second strongest Viltrumite around, only to be below Thrag on that tier. The show, even the theme, is literally stated the second strongest Viltrumite on its own. And to back that up, Conquest is physically stronger than his opponent both times of fighting Mark. Conquest's physical attacks can easily tear through him. And when he confronted Omni-Man, he casually broke his nose with a headbutt. Conquest says himself that all the other Viltrumites outside of Thrag fear him.
I am so lonely. All the other Viltrumites are scared of me.
And the only reason Mark even defeated him was that Conquest likes to hold back, like a certain saying we know. Conquest even stating he underestimated Invincible in the first fight. And by the way, Mark was choking Conquest out, meaning Mark does not, by all means, overpower him. Conquest will scale above any Viltrumite, as Mark was able to stop a meteor size of Texas to be at the very least continental, even up to moon level via the calculation. And Nolan resisted a black hole, which gets into the Class E levels of force, which is also impressive. Their speed can be in a massively faster than light range, since Viltrumites can travel in galaxies and even reaction speeds. The animated version of Conquest should easily be able to one-shot the low-level and even Undyne and Asgore tier monsters, as even with their wanks, speed and AP arguments off of the multipliers, if they even try to hit Conquest, they literally get splattered into dust. As in Invincible, if anyone weaker than you tries to land a hit, they get splattered. The only thing I see Conquest losing in is the hacks contest, since most if not all monsters manipulate souls in their body is made up of magic. Though I can possibly see Conquest doing magic stuff, just not the soul hacks at all. But that doesn't matter since he can blitz and one-shot them. Comic Conquest might be scaled higher, as he was able to one-shot the coalition of planet ship that conducted the now infamous solar busting feat that varies from multi-continental and even up to the large planetary of ranges. And also another feat which is argued to be a bit inflated is where the destruction of planet Viltrum, which can be scaled from small planet to large planet, and its speed stays around the same. Now there's a particular opponent Conquest is going to have a really bad time with, and his name is Sans. Yes, Sans is a very weird character to scale. As I went over in my last video, Sans that he's a glass cannon in the Undertale verse. But I forgot to mention is that Sans HP can be a bit higher than just a base of 1 HP, as the game states that if you sleep, your HP goes above its max, which means it can possibly give Sans a better durability advantage than I give him credit for. Sans speed can be scaled from hypersonic up to the massively inflated MFTO calc as well, as he can dodge Frisk consistently, There's also arguments for Sans to get up to Immeasurable since he can prank people across time and space, etc. Though I'll leave that for interpretation. This battle can go in one or two ways if you use animated or comic Conquest. One, you can use the consistent speed metas from Sans, and Conquest can possibly blitz in one shot, Sans making him splatter into dust. The second, if you use the immeasurable speed meta, Sans is going to manipulate Conquest's soul, use the karma ability on him since he killed so many people, and he does that for fun, so the poison damage will be lethal. And Sans just kills him with bones and gas blasters, and gives the soul to King Fluffy Buns. And if Conquest does manage to get past Sans, God tier beings like Omega Flowey, Azrael, Kara, Frisk with the 6 Souls Amp, and Gaster would literally vanish Conquest out of existence. You can watch my Undertale cosmology video as it goes over the power of the verse, specifically for the God tiers. As for Conquest though,
Stand ready for my arrival, worm. Anticipated your resistance, which is why they sent me. I am Conquest.
Safe to say that his mission has failed. And I guess he's not so